Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the second installment of my ranking of my 100 favorite albums as of this moment in time. Um, I shouldn't have to say this, but these are my choices. These aren't, you know, this isn't the end all ranking of the 100 greatest albums of all time, because these aren't the 100 greatest albums of all time. They're my 100 favorite albums of all time. Great and favorite don't necessarily go hand in hand. So, with that being said, this is just all my opinion. So, this is going to be numbers 90 through 81. So, without any further ado, let's jump in. Number 90. This is the quote last album by Mandolin Orange called "The Tides of a Teardrop." Mandolin Orange were a duo from North Carolina, husband and wife duo. I know the guy's name is Andrew Marlin, and then his wife Emily France. So they've put out albums since probably about 2009 or 10, and I've got them all. They're all great. They've now changed their name and they're touring under the name Watch House. A little bit different style, but it's the same two people. And this is their most recent album. It was kind of written as a response to Andrew's mother passing away. So it's got some, influences regarding her life, and the title track "Tides of a Teardrop." "Tides of a Teardrop" comes from the song "Suspended in Heaven," which is how Andrew sees his mother. So that's number 90. Jeff Witcher, you'll appreciate this. This is number 89. "Pink Moon" by Nick Drake. If you don't know Nick Drake, again, what are you waiting for? This is from 1972. It was the last album released before Nick Drake passed away, took his own life. And if you like songwriter, if you like beautiful acoustic music, soft singing, um, to me his 3 albums are all very autumnal. They're made for listening to this time of year. So I will be spinning Nick Drake quite a bit between now and Thanksgiving, and yeah, just wonderful, wonderful album. This is probably the most famous of the 3, and the song "Pink Moon" was in a car commercial in the early 2000s. But you've also got other beautiful songs on here like "From the Morning," "Free Ride," um, "Which Will," all great songs. So number 89, Nick Drake. Number 87, and this is going to be a spoiler alert. This is my only Mike Nesmith album on the list because there are just so many other albums. I mean, I could have picked really any of the first 3 First National Band albums and they would have made the list, but they had so many other artists that I wanted to highlight. But anyway, this is number 88. "Magnetic South." It's the debut by Mike Nesmith and the First National Band. Of course, you have Nesmith and O.J. Red Rhodes, John Wayer, John London, and Earl Ball. Um, Great songs on here like "Calico Girlfriend," which is kind of like this, I don't know, like islandy, very like Hispanic. It's very like junk, 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 like that kind of rhythm. But you have one of my favorite songs, "Nine Times Blue," which was written during the Monkey days, and then well, "Calico Girlfriend" was too, and then you jump into "Little Red Rider," which is kind of this funky bass-driven song. Uh, Beautiful song, "The Crippled Lion." You've got one of his hits with Joanne. Um, "The Keys to My Car," "Beyond the Blue Horizon" is a beautiful track. So Mike Nesmith had to make my list, and he makes it at number 80. What was that? 90, 89. That was number 88. 87, "Volunteer" by Old Crow Medicine Show. Old Crow Medicine Show are a string band based out of Nashville. However, they were formed, I'm proud to say, up in Harrisonburg, Virginia. Played around James Madison University up in the Shenandoah Valley. Started by Ketch Secor, Critter Fuqua. You had Willie Watson was in the early stages of the band. They've changed a lot of lineups. Ketch is still kind of leading the charge, as well as Chance Morgan Janning on bass. They're the 2 original members still with the band. But this was their last album with Critter. They've just recently put out a new album. But I like this album a lot because It's fast paced. You've got some great string songs like Elzic's Farewell. It's a traditional song. Shout Mountain Music, which is a Critter song. The song Dixie Avenue makes a lot of references to the Shenandoah Valley where I went to college and where they're from. Just a really fun record. I really like it a lot. So, Old Crow Medicine Show making the list. I'm sorry with these numbers. 89, 88. Number 86. I've touted this band so many times and the videos never get any views. This is the Wood Brothers. This is their album The Muse, which is the first album with their current percussionist John Ricks. And John Ricks really made the Wood Brothers sound. I mean, he really brought it in. He plays guitar, he plays percussion, he plays he can play piano or like keyboards with the drums. He's just insane. He's just so good. There are the boys. There's Jono. There's Chris, also a renowned bassist in his own right. He plays with Medeski, Martin, and Wood. And then his brother Oliver, the lead singer and guitarist. This is my first introduction to the Wood Brothers. You got great stuff on here. The Muse is a beautiful song, just about, their muse and music. Wasting My Mind is a live staple by them. Keep Me Around is a beautiful ballad. Who the Devil is kind of funky and fun. I Got Loaded is an old traditional song. I know Los Lobos had a hit with that as well. Just a great, great album. Wood Brothers, number 86. Right? Yeah. Number 85. Miles Davis making his appearance with Sketches of Spain. This is, really beautiful. From 1959, 1960. You have Gil Evans doing the orchestration. It's just like, you got like great bolero type music. You've got stuff on here that was just an inspiration to a lot of rock and rollers too. The opening track, Concierto de Aranjuez, just beautiful. The Pan Piper, Will o' the Wisp. It's just a beautiful piece. Miles Davis was breaking new ground. He was exploring world music and not sticking to traditional jazz. And this is just a fantastic listen. It really is. So Sketches of Spain, making my 100 greatest albums. Number 84 is an album by a group. I think they're also out of North Carolina. The Mulligan Brothers. This is an album that is just perfect start to finish, self-titled. It's called The Mulligan Brothers. And I first started getting into this album during COVID. And they're one of those groups, they're not brothers. So, but it works for the style of music. Again, Americana, great harmony. The lead singer, what's his name? Ross Newell, who still tours. The Mulligan Brothers are no longer a band, but songs on here like Cecilia, not the Simon & Garfunkel song. Lay Here, Sensible Shoes is my favorite. Thrift Store Suitcase, Oh Susanna, Red Dress Lady. It's just so well written songs. And if you like the Avett Brothers, if you like, just Americana, check this out, the Mulligan Brothers. You will not be disappointed, I promise you. Number 83. This is In Between Dreams by Jack Johnson. Jack Johnson is a singer-songwriter out of Hawaii. This album reminds me of being about in 6th grade, going to summer camp. All the girl counselors at camp listened to this album. I remember we would do crafts in the craft house, and this album was always playing for like 3 summers, In Between Dreams, and then it jumped to Zac Brown Band. But this is probably his most commercially successful album. His hits on here: Better Together, Banana Pancakes, Sitting, Waiting, Wishing, Breakdown, Do You Remember? Just beautiful stuff. And if you like singer-songwriter, really soft, summery sounds, or fellas, this is kind of the album that you put on when you have the lady over and you just want nice relaxing background music. It's just really, really good stuff. So In Between Dreams, Jack Johnson. Number 82, another singer-songwriter, George Ezra, his debut album, One and On Voyage. If you like the vocal style of like Rick Astley, that's probably the best comparison I can make to George Ezra's voice, but he has really fun, upbeat pop songs. He's out of the UK. This was his debut from 2014. This album was played nonstop when I was in college. Songs on here: Blame It On Me, Budapest was the hit, the radio hit off of here. Barcelona is a really pretty ballad. Listen to the Man has a really fun video with Ian McKellen from Lord of the Rings, Gandalf. Stand By Your Gun is great. The second half of the album isn't, as memorable, but the first half alone is worth putting this album in my top 100. So check it out, George Ezra, Wanted on Voyage. And now number 81. This is the second album by one of my favorite groups, modern groups, the Lumineers. This is their album Cleopatra. Kind of a loose concept album about an aging beauty, essentially, who kind of goes, it's just the sadness of life, about, how you're on top, and then, your life ends. You're in a one-room hospital bed, and it's just, that great, Lumineers kind of sound to it. Yeah, I mean, you've got songs on here stand out. It's Ophelia, kind of like that stomp clap style. Sleep on the Floor, Cleopatra, Gun Song, My Eyes. Just really, really great stuff. Just a nice folk indie band. So that makes number 81, the Lumineers, Cleopatra. Thank you all for watching. Please comment below. Let me know if you think I'm crazy. If you know any of these albums, please check these all out. They're all fantastic. You will not be disappointed. So in the meantime, y'all be good. Take care. Talk to y'all real soon. Bye now.